Are you getting the most out of your hearing aids? Do you feel that you get the best performance in different situations? Whether you just got hearing aids for the first time or you've been using hearing aids for many years, there are crucial steps that you might be missing that will dramatically improve your experience. The tips that I'm sharing today may transform your hearing experience. And I'm going to give you real-life examples for each one of those tips. My name is Guy, and I've been living with severe hearing loss and tinnitus for over a decade now. I've used hearing aids for many years, and I gained a lot of experience setting them up and making sure that they work the best for me. In this video, I will help you make sure that your hearing aids are working as hard as you do. The first tip is to perform a professional hearing test on an annual basis. Think of hearing test as your annual tune-up for clear, balanced sound. It's really that simple. I have a close friend that meets with me every once in a while and just have a really good conversation. In one of those conversations, I started to notice that he's missing details while we are having a conversation. Since we both wear hearing aids, I felt comfortable speaking to him about that. He mentioned that he didn't go and do a hearing test for a long time. Me being me, of course, recommended to him that he go and do a hearing test as soon as possible and keep doing it on an annual basis. 2 weeks later, I get a phone call from him telling me thank you. He said that he went to do a hearing test and that the audiologist actually found that his hearing changed quite a bit in a few years. Long story short, the audiologist adjusted the programs and now he's hearing like before. This is a real life example of how people find out that their hearing does change after a while. The reason I recommend that you go and do a professional hearing test is twofold. One, if your hearing loss is more than mild, the online hearing tests are really not accurate enough to give you a good reading of where your hearing loss is right now. Two, an audiologist will actually check for other things other than just measuring your hearing level. So by doing a professional hearing test, you might find out things that you will not find out in an online hearing test. Tip number 2 is choose the right domes and consider ear molds if you have severe hearing loss. Sound quality and comfort go hand in hand, and the right fit can make all the difference. So here's another real life story for you. Just a few weeks ago, one of you approached me via email frustrated about the Jabra Enhanced Pro 20 that I did a review and recommended those hearing aids. He said that while using the hearing aids, he's hearing echoes, and he also talked about hearing his own breathing. The first thing that came to mind, of course, was domes. I asked him, did you try different domes? What is your hearing loss level? Let's find out which one will work the best for you. In his case, his hearing loss was severe, so we tried the power domes and we tried different sizes. After a short testing session, he said that all the noises are gone and he was really happy. So domes have really two different roles. The first role is to make sure that you get the best sound quality delivered from the receiver into your ear canal. You can choose the domes based on your hearing loss level. Severe hearing loss typically requires domes that close more of the sound into your ear canal. If you have mild or moderate hearing loss, you may be able to use open or vented domes. If you'd like me to, I can actually make a video dedicated to how to choose and how to make sure that the dome that you use fits your hearing aids and your hearing loss. Just please use the comments below and let me know if you would like me to make that video. The second thing that is important about the domes is that they actually hold the hearing aids in your ears firmly. You do not want the hearing aids to move or fall when you jump or when you walk or when you run. In all those situations, you want the hearing aids to stay snug in your ears, not to fall out, and also to assure continuous good sound quality. I'm actually going to show you how to test if your hearing aids are snug into your ears. You can see that I'm pulling my hearing aids out and they are not falling out. I actually have to deliberately pull them out for them to come out. This is a really good way for you to test that your hearing aids are snug into your ears. Now let me show you one more quick pro tip on how to make sure that the domes are snug into your ears without bothering your ear canal. In my case, for example, I have to use power domes because my hearing loss is pretty severe. The problem with power domes, especially as you go to medium and large sizes, is that they may irritate your ear canal. They may put pressure on your ear canal, and that constant touch will actually bother you and irritate you inside your ear. What you can do with really small scissors, you can make gentle incisions into the skirt part of the dome. So basically what you are doing, you are cutting a small incision right in the skirt part of the dome. You can see that in my dome, I made that incision once and twice. You can actually do the same thing to the top part of the dome as well. By doing this, I'm still using a power dome, which is what I need for my hearing, to capture the most sounds into my ear, but I'm making sure that the skirt-like part is not going to put too much pressure on my ear canal and not irritate it and make me just take the hearing aids out. This is definitely a pro tip, so please don't do it if you don't feel comfortable and you're afraid to damage the dome. By the way, if understanding speech in noisy environment is a big challenge for you right now, check out a review I did recently of the Phonak Sphere Infinio that are just a complete breakthrough when it comes to speech in noisy environment. Tip number 3 is to make sure that your hearing aids are really tuned to your needs and you are using all the proper customizations and available features to really help you in every situation. Whether your hearing aids are premium hearing aids that are tuned by your audiologist or over-the-counter hearing aids that you bought yourself, mastering the settings, the features and the programs that are available to you in the app will unlock their full potential. So you definitely want to take the time and get familiar with all those things. Another real-life story that is based on one of your questions is how to deal with family gathering. I had a viewer reach out to me and said that family gatherings are absolute nightmare for him and he was literally avoiding them. He said that the noise around him was so loud that he just couldn't focus on what people were saying. This viewer actually has one of the over-the-counter hearing aids that are reviewed on this channel. These hearing aids allow to customize noise reduction and speech focus. So we spent literally a few minutes customizing those things, and I showed him how to customize those settings live while in that environment. A couple of weeks later, I heard from the same person saying that now family gatherings are enjoyable and he's no longer avoiding them. So this just goes to show you how simple tweaks can make a world of difference. If you have premium hearing aids, what I would do is collect a lot of feedback. As you go to different situations, collect feedback on what's not working for you. Then schedule an appointment with your audiologist and show them all this feedback. He or she should help you tune the hearing aids for every environment and every situation that is challenging you right now. They can do it by changing general settings of the hearing aids or help you create programs which are tuned for each situation. If you have over-the-counter hearing aids, what I would do is get familiar with all the different options, all the different settings, so then you can create programs for each situation and you can tweak the general settings so they work the best for you. If you need help, by the way, feel free to contact me either by checking my website right here or just by using the comments below. Tip number 4 is an extension of tip number 3, and that is to create multiple programs for different situations that are challenging you. Some hearing aids have really good automatic programs that will work for most situations. However, if you get into situations or environments where you feel challenged, you don't want to shy away from conversation or shy away from those situations in the future because you can't hear and communicate effectively. So while the automatic program may work for most situations, it's important to take the time and create the programs that you need for those really challenging situations. The reason why you want to have those programs in your hearing aids is that you can switch to them pretty quickly. So let's say that I go into a situation where it's really noisy and there's speech around me and I'm having a hard time understanding the speech, I want to be able to just take the app and then quickly switch between the programs, or even switching programs using the buttons on my hearing aids so I can quickly adjust to a different environment and continue the conversation or continue functioning without any gaps. You can only achieve this by having the programs in your hearing aids and ready to be used. Just make sure that you name those programs very clearly so you can quickly switch to the right program based on situations. Tip number 5 is to keep your hearing aids clean. Earwax is the enemy of sound clarity. Regular cleaning is the key to clear audio. One of my own family members that is also using hearing aids complained to me about his hearing aids being off. He said that he changed batteries multiple times, but he felt that the hearing aids are muted or muffled. I asked him, "When was the last time that you cleaned your hearing aids?" And he answered, "Never." Using the tools that you get with the hearing aids, we cleaned his hearing aids a little bit and we changed the receiver wax guard. After that, he was ecstatic. His hearing aids were back to normal. This goes to show you how regular cleaning is important for your hearing aids depending on how you use them. For me specifically, for example, my ears barely generate wax, so I don't need to clean them from wax too often. But if your ears generate more wax on a regular basis, which is completely normal, then you need to make sure that you clean the wax out of your hearing aids and you change the wax guards every once in a while. Also, if you happen to work in very rough environments that expose the hearing aids to moisture or dust, you need to clean them more often as well. I would strongly recommend that you use the tools that you got with the hearing aids to clean them out and use gentle cloths and brushes. If your hearing aids are exposed to moisture on a regular basis, you can also use one of those drying boxes where you can put the hearing aids overnight and they will be dried out ready for the next day. To summarize and run through the tips really quickly, remember that we had do an annual professional hearing test. Choose the right domes and consider ear molds based on your hearing loss level. Take the time to get familiar with your hearing aids, with the features, with the settings, so you can customize them to you. And if you have premium hearing aids, work with your audiologist to create programs and create settings that will work for the environment and situations where you feel challenged. Tip number 4 was to either create programs with your audiologist or create them yourselves so you can quickly switch to different programs based on the environment that you're in. And tip number 5 was just to maintain and clean your hearing aids on a regular basis. Whether you have premium hearing aids or over-the-counter hearing aids, you really want to make sure that they are tuned well for you so you can unlock the full potential of the hearing aids in your daily life. Please let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or any feedback, and please let me know which one of those tips was the most helpful for you. I'll see you in the next video.